structural issues year after year after year in the policy itself, it's going to lead to a bad result. And so I think those are some of the issues that need to be looked at. Instead of just increasing taxes and throwing more money, let's look at the structural things and approach those things and fix those first.
Thank you, Cindy. Our president, Jim, is going to accuse me of planting this question in here. This is honest from the audience. Okay? Check the handwriting. And it's to the whole panel. It's really a comment, but I want to turn it into a question. I ask your reaction to it. It's a quote from Nancy Pelosi. Why do we have to pass this bill to find out what's in it? If somebody obviously thinks there's a parallel between Prop 1 and PPAC. So, welcome any of the panelists to comment.
I've read them. It doesn't take that long. You go onto the Michigan government website, you look up the bills that are referenced there, you read them, and they're reasonably easy. Now maybe it's easier for me to understand them because I know the jargon, I understand what it's referring to, but it is multifaceted. There are, I think, 10 enrolled bills, and they're interlocked. But if you understand some of the framework that I presented to you today in terms of the problems that were trying to be addressed by the issues, I think the pieces would fall in place for you. And I would advocate that everybody do their homework and vote intelligently because it's an important issue.
And it's only 47,000 words. So you start tonight, be done in the morning, you'll be fine.
So, some of us are a little more persistent and diligent. The next question is for Cindy. You say that we should just comb through the budget to find the money. Well, why haven't you done it? We keep stealing money from one account and putting it in another. It is obvious to me that the Democrats, the Dems, and the Republicans are more concerned about their own party than they are about the state.
Well, I'm not going to speak to the Democrats, but I'll speak to me. All I've been doing the last 4 months is combing through budgets. And so I actually do have a number of bills that are in different processes of being worked on, and we have spent a lot of hours having the discussion for months of what are some of the things, combing through those budgets and trying to find ways to save money. So when you draft bills, there's this, it's kind of a procedure, and it takes various amounts of time. So first, you have to comb through the budgets, you have to find it. Then you have to kind of write up a draft, and then you send it to LSB, Legislative Services Bureau, and they kind of write into a legal draft. Now, sometimes that can take months to get back. I've sent bills in December, still haven't got some of the language back. Then after you get it back, then there's a process where you look, you have attorneys look at it, have different people give input into it. If it's just how you want it, you get what's called a blue back. You send it back for a blue back. So there's this process. I'm not trying to drag you all through it, but I have a number of bills in all different stages of the process. Some have already been submitted to the clerk and are sitting in committee to die right now, or different places like that. And so I've been there 3.5 months, and I am really working hard on this, and I know others are too, so I'm not sure who asked that question, but thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you did.
I'm supposed to be a buffer between one more question, because I think it's an important question. I will give Steve a chance to speak again. What local townships have signed up for Prop 1, and how did they do that?
So there have been no local townships who have taken official action. Several have stated, in the MAC area I should say, Some have stated that by the Council of Governments representing that area, taking the position that it's taken, that it's clear what, how the local units of government in the MAC area feel about this proposal.
Well, thank you. I'd like to thank our family. How do I say this without, how come not on? Okay, can you hear me? The last question. Can I do this without being unpolitical? I happen to be a township trustee. And I know that this particular question, we're not going to touch it because basically it was a supposition that we never endorsed. So I don't know about the other townships. I would love to know which, but that goes on. All right, I should look at that being the last question. I might have that for others. All right, I would like to ask a couple of questions. Right? The first is before anyone leaves, please look around. Please take any papers, cups, etc., and put them in the receptacle outside. Now, earlier on, when I welcomed everyone, I asked how many people have never been to an Ottawa County Patriots meeting before. And I saw quite a few hands. I didn't count them, but I would say there's 30 or 40% of the people in this room who I don't recognize. I'd love to know you. I'd love for you to come back to our regular meetings. And I asked our Sergeant at Arms how many people we had in here. We had just a hair over 100 people in here. And so I'm going to ask two questions. As a body, I'd like to get a feel of the room. How many people in this room, after hearing this kind of information, how many people in this room would be voting yes? How many people in this room would vote yes?
Oh. 4, 5.
How many opposed? How many opposed? No, I would continue on too much. Okay. Yeah. I understand. I just wanted to get a feel for the room. Now, I have attended 3 Proposition 1 presentations. This is my 3rd. I went to the League of Women Voters in Holland. I went to the League of Women Voters in Grand Haven, and of course this one. And basically, you could say, you could take the R out of there, and I'm propped out. So, and I've heard a lot of facts and a lot of information. I'd like to ask another question of this group. If we were to take this issue, or a dozen other issues, and come in this room and say, we're against this, and we have one speaker and say, we don't want you, we don't like Obamacare, we don't want immigration, we don't want Proposition 1, we don't want who knows what. Would that be useful to anybody in this room?
Yeah.
Was it useful to hear a discussion where you do hear contrasting voices? Was that useful? I'm going to go out on a limb. I know of no other organization in West Michigan that regularly, or even ever for that matter, presents pro and con on a particular issue. And in fact, there have been other organizations, and I've asked, would I be able to myself or suggest a speaker to come to your particular group? And they said, no, we're just presenting the facts, and it's all settled science. And it won't take what issue is that on. Now, of the people who are Ottawa County members, actual members, attend meetings regularly and so on, and are I'm going to say voting members.
How does that work? Whoa.
I don't like these things.
Like a movie theater.
I believe that I can project this room without this stupid thing anyhow.
But I'll continue to use it. Our voting members, okay? I have been asked what does Ottawa County Patriots feel about this? And I could not give them an answer. Because we're non-biased, all right? Now, that non-biased doesn't mean that we don't have a position. I don't have a sense of the members. So this question is for the members of Ottawa County Patriots only. How many of you would vote for Proposition 1? Raise your hand, please. How many members would vote against it? Okay. It looks like I can announce that the Ottawa County Patriots, as an organization, is officially endorsing a no vote on Proposition 1. I want to thank everybody, and those people who raised your hand saying that this was valuable, we'd love to have you come back again. We cannot guarantee that we're going to have 4 or 5 announcements on the radio and the newspapers and so on. So if you want to find out about our meetings, we need to be able to contact you. We do that with email. There'll be more of these 3x5. Could you grab some of the 3x5 cards? And would you put your email, and if you don't have any email, put your telephone number, and of course your name. And please, please, write legibly. If you want to, and we're not always in this building, okay? We've been in the Zeeland Library building. We've been at, it's where we generally meet. We've been at the Fillmore Complex. And there's even a possibility that we might be in the Holland City Hall Chambers. I just received word that we qualify for that since we are a C4 and we're nonprofit and all that sort of stuff. So how many people who've never come to this meeting, never come to one of our meetings before, found it useful and you might want to come back? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming.
Thank all of our panelists.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Tom,
Thank you very much. I'll be in touch. Take care. Good girl.
I have no idea if my dad is 16.
He's had an agenda from the beginning. Brand's agenda from the beginning. I met your mom.
Oh, so you did?
I met your mom. I'm not even making a joke.
Well, that's good.
Your mom.
Dude, good. I gotta tell you, I saw at my grandparents' house this ad that came out and attacked you.
Oh, that gets for him?
Huh?
Oh, right, where? It was mine? It was second meeting.
Yeah. That was the scummiest thing I think I have ever seen. And I've seen scum out of the Democrats.
And that was from Greg Van Workum, Bill Heisinger, Harlan Meekoff, Joe Hoffman, Bob DeVries.
I've invited Roger Victory to our company tomorrow.
You going to speak?
No, he's not going to speak. We're just going to tour the place.
Oh, okay.
And we get to tell him whatever we want.
Okay. Well, Roger, he supported Danielle. He was a part of all that. You should put in a little 2 cents on the mailer they did against Hoffman.
I know. Yeah.
Danielle, she's been a real disappointment. Her first bill is a bill for creditors to make it easier to wage garnish. She hasn't done any coffee hours in town hall.
So, maybe someone can beat her.
Yeah, I know, right?
Kick her to the curb, maybe.
Trying to pull up interest in this guy here.
Yeah, you think he may?
I hope.
I would hope so too. Unfortunately, the voters.
They want Daniela to be speaker, though.
Oh, God, she'd be a joke.
10,000. You had us, AFP, we had 120,000. You had Daniela and our group, she had 225,000. This time she'll probably be coming in with 300,000.
What, dollars? That's unbelievable, isn't it?
because they know that they need money. If you take Jeff where he comes from with the name, that's why they do everything. That's why they did that mailer and then that fake robocall. Remember that too? That whole thing like all bunch of shit. Maybe we get a beer sometime.
Huh? That'd be good.
You live in the Holland area, right?
I live in Hudsonville.
Oh, I met you at Jim's fundraiser.
I remember that. I remember that. No.
Beer straight from Brett's personal.
I remember that. That was a fine beer.
Straight from the personal brew stash.
That was straight from the personal Brett stash, huh?
That's right. That's right.
No, you know, yeah. Basically, what you can do is, like for example, I remember I was talking to Roger Victory's person on the phone.
He's probably our best local.
And I said to him, he said, well, we might want to have Danielle Garcia, and what I said kind of, I didn't want to play the hand like I am not inviting Danielle Garcia to Stone Plastics, so I played it off like, well, you know, I don't want to make a big deal. It's amazing how we got
They got Roger.
So we just get Roger.
Roger's a good guy. Roger and Amanda Price kind of get suckered into their games that they do. They have Brandon Hall saying F Meekoff and F Garcia.
Well, what's unfortunate is that you know, like Arlen Meekoff, I remember him, you know, back 6 years ago. He was a good guy.
He lost,
seemed to vote in a positive manner, but he's completely lost touch.
Now he's just there to accumulate more money, more power. He'll probably work at a $200,000 a year job at Blue Cross Blue Shield when he's done. Especially the Medicaid expansion.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, thank God we got Cindy. She's the only thing we got here in West Michigan.
Where's she? Is she from
Allegan, Holland,
Bob Janetsky's old
Yep.
Yeah.
Bob's okay. So I mean, without Cindy, she'd be screwed. Amanda Price's house she is due next year.
I know that.
We need to get someone in there. Right now they're looking at a county commissioner, Phil Kyers, kind of a big tool, some other tools.
Yeah, that's what the establishment wants to put forward. What is the Liberty delegation?
Violence.
Feeling, and said, I have a feeling Jim might.
I've already talked to Jim. He's not going to do it.
He's not going to do it?
No, he's looking at something Park Township.
He's looking at what?
Looking at maybe running something inside Park Township.
Really?
Yeah. And then Mike Hewitt doesn't want to run.
Mike Hewitt.
Wiedenoff, just I don't know. I don't see him.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I don't necessarily think he can get the traction. You know, because he's not willing to do doors. If you're not willing to do doors, you ain't gonna win. So
he didn't do doors?
No.
Doors. I've done. I don't know.
He hardly did any. So it was. And Amanda was always gonna win, but she didn't win by the numbers. She was going for 80% of the vote. So she actually, like in April, went to Matt's neighborhood to act like she was going door to door. She went door to door. She was ordering too many.
Really?
Yeah. So, but
Bill Heisman came to our house and he started yelling at my mom saying, "Why do you have the Congress thing up there?"
Bill, that's my dog. I love it.
I like it.
You move back.
You know, is it next month?
It's like there's a
Yeah, that maybe. I thought he was back.
I don't know.
but
Too bad he doesn't want to do anything. He was so sick of it. That loss in that election, to Bill, it's like he felt like he sucked up so much of his time and money. He's just like, forget it, I'm done.
He could, though. I mean,
to me, I'm almost the same way. I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's worth my time having to deal with garbage like Danielle Garcia and.
Well, I know one person who makes such a difference. Like, imagine if Brett had beaten Arlen in 2010. And how much
the New Island Brewery wouldn't be as big as it is. That's true. Okay?
And now we don't
take you. You think about this. If Brett ever wanted to, without a problem, he's got more money now than he ever had before. Of course, I think Brett's kind of, he's kind of done because I saw him at Veneer and Hardware on the day of our convention. I wasn't there either. And then I was like, you're not the convention. He looks at me and he's like, neither are you.
Anybody?
Yeah, I think when his kids graduate high school, I think he'd be looking. I think he'd be willing to go fast and get more street CRC. But not right now.
That's a lie.
7 years. Yeah. Which I mean, by then, I think would have served, 7, 8 terms.
It's right across the road. When you see that, look across the road.
So, I mean, Brett would have the Brett knows how to do the doors, Brett knows how to do everything, Brett knows how to do office, Brett knows how to do everything you need. He has the name, he has got everything you need.
Right. So he'd have the pocket.
He's got the store. Plus it's better, Brett can sell across the second district. There's parts of Ottawa County that really hate that. Go around. That really cost us in 2010.
Did it really?
Oh, that's parts of Hudsonville, Zealand.